Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Elden Ring. Last time I beat Rennala, and now we can get a better look around her room, respec, and finish up with Liurnia. And we're gonna start with this statue of Radagon in the back of the room, looming over everything. We can see this cross-hatched pattern that's associated with him, that chain dangling from his waist that's kind of a double helix, and the tree roots. And then around, oh, this is just fantastic. Those are all cribs.
Art thou now assured of thy want? Now.
Also, Radagon's T-posing. That's something for later. It has lore. The T-posing has lore. So I decided how I want to play the next leg. We're gonna play around with some daggers, some Frenzied Flame incantations, that candlestick we picked up, and I did remember that I can fudge those numbers a little bit because I can rely on the rune arcs to give me a few extra stats thanks to Godric's Great Rune. And that way I can hit a couple of extra requirements. Now, back to Round Table Hold to get my weapons up to snuff, my new ones. And we can go about getting some of our bread and butter tools after that. But first, I want to go back to Rennala's room. Metaphorically, proverbially, in the palace of your mind. Those vaulted ceilings and all like the ornamentary detail adorning the rooms, especially those cribs or the cradles. Now, if not for another YouTuber, Zully the Witch, I would never have caught that the cribs are where the scholars in the rooms spawn from.
I took you no man to lay out your own.
They spawn on top of them and then drop violently to the floor. I am proud to have remembered Rosaria from Dark Souls 3 had a similar thing going on in her room, along with fulfilling like a similar gameplay and narrative role. But they went a bit further with Rennala. Actually, I think Zully credits Catalash for this bit. There's evidence in the Dark Souls 3 files that Rosaria was intended to be a boss fight at one point in development. So that begs the question, is Rennala the fight that Rosaria may have been at one point? No idea, but it's certainly not unlike From to do something like this. The Red Wolf of Radagon is another case. There's a living version of the dead Baron Great Wolf from Dark Souls 3 that was hanging out in the files as like an unused boss. He was gonna fight like Sif with a sword in his mouth, just like the Red Wolf kind of does with that red the flaming magic saber spell that it uses. The base model for the Red Wolf is that Great Wolf's, I think. That's also courtesy of Zully. Oh, that's cool! Flame of the Fell God, not that impressive? That's quite fun. Yeah, we'll get to sample a lot more of the incantations with this build. Oh, yeah, and we're not done talking about Zully discoveries. There's two more things relevant to this, like how Blythe was at one point one of the spirits Rennala could call out in Phase 2, and she even has a unique line of cut dialogue for it. And then more interesting is her amber egg, the one that allowed us to respec, to be reborn. The egg that we see in-game is not the same model that they used for the one in the cutscene, apparently. That one is way more detailed. And I assume that's why we get the less detailed one for gameplay, for like optimization purposes. But the full model, the cutscene one, is full of scholars curled up inside and packed in together. And they have no legs. Their torsos end in, they end just below the waist. And that actually ties them to the Albinorics, who have a similar thing going on. You can even see it in their clothes when they're on the ground in the fight. Now, if you missed it, what I picked up just a few moments ago at the Church of Inhibition, that's the one near Vike, remember, not Muriel. Different church south of there. I say that because I get them mixed up sometimes. The Church of Vows is Muriel's. So just right from where the ghost was enjoying his peace and quiet, there was that scarab and Frenzied Flame rats, which bears a connection to Vike, too, who had the Frenzied Flame connection. We now have his spear, which has a Frenzied Flame moveset. He had a pretty important role in the story at one point in development, but his storyline ultimately got cut. He's even on the box art, or rather his armor is. I forgot if I've talked about this before. Reminds me a little bit of what happened with Oscar. So yeah, we got Frenzied Burst from the Scarab.
The mausoleum frowns, cradling the soulless demigod. O Marika, Queen Eternal, he is your unwanted child.
Now that's juicy. That explains a little bit more about the bodies on the stone plinths in the walking mausoleums. An unwanted child of Marika. Also at the Church of Pilgrimage, another T-posing Radagon. That's the Litany of Proper Death pose, including that cross-hatching associated with him. So the role of the hunters, according to this, is to stamp out defiled reason. And anything felled by this incantation cannot be revived, which is why the skeleton didn't come back, despite us not landing a follow-up finishing blow, like we usually have to. So, from the perspective of the Golden Order, their ideals are righteous. And beliefs which contradict them are heretical, basically. It's important that this is tied to those who live in death and their hunters, connecting them in an ideological way. Oh, hello. Awesome. I'm getting so lucky with these particular enemies. Weapon comprising a long handle and broad blade, sharpened from the hard wood of old trees, wielded by guardians of the minor Erd trees known as experts in the arts of combat. The power of this weapon scales greatly with dexterity. Okay, that's not as detailed as I had hoped. But either way, we'll call the wolves this time because you can see what's coming. Another Erd tree avatar, surrounded by more of these empty inert warrior jars, becoming a theme around these minor Erd trees. And hell yeah, that's what Frenzied Burst is! Eye lasers! Really strong ones that you can charge up. That's quite strong too. Woo-hoo. Oh, I'm gonna have some fun with this build. So. Whoop. Hold on. You just have to not get stomped by that or the follow-up. So, I was talking about those who live in death. Those who live in death. They live outside. They exist outside the cycle that the Golden Order is trying to carefully manage. The existence of those who live in death challenges fundamental laws about reality that it wants to shape. And also, we know from Erdtree Burial that the bodies and souls of those buried in the roots, in the catacombs by the roots, feed back into the Erdtree and nourish it. And then the Erdtree in turn nourishes those in the lands between. Or that's how it's supposed to work. So they're also trying to keep that cycle going. And Radagon, who is previous Elden Lord, King Consort to Marika, is the instrument of the Greater Will's will. He is their ideological champion. Which, like, let's actually untangle some of that. Because I tend to use Golden Order and Greater Will interchangeably, when really I shouldn't. Because it will make things more confusing than they need to be. To explain it better, the Golden Order is the religious group. They exist as scholars of theology in the natural world, and they're the upholders of the status quo. In this setting. They are also fundamentalists, which doesn't just mean that they're religious zealots. Most of them are, or seem to be. But specifically, they have one interpretation of the fundamental principles of their religion, and that is the one and only correct interpretation. As for what those fundamentals are, that's kind of taken shape now in how they relate to those who live in death. Something else, Roger told us that their belief system used to be flexible, like it could adapt to contradictions and absorb other competing systems. At the moment, the things that we're seeing makes it seem kind of rigid. Anyway, that's the Golden Order in more concrete terms. The Greater Will is the outer god they worship, who works primarily through envoys like, oop, hello. There is a statue of Marika to go along with the one of Radagon we got at the Church of Pilgrimage. Hello. You must not nibble on my butt cheeks, rats. It is forbidden. Nibble not of the forbidden flesh. I must do my part in keeping them away. Lead them not into temptation. Oh god. The nibbling. I love the Frenzied Flame eyes. It's a really nice effect. Alright. Oh, another sacred tier. So the Greater Will. Ah, there we go. There's my last incantation that I wanted to pick up. The Flames of Frenzy. Now we'll find some stuff to use all that on. Yeah, it works primarily through envoys like the Two Fingers or people that it... I do not know the process by which it imbues godhood upon people, but Marika is one of those demigods or gods. And seems to be, in some way, responsible for upholding or even maybe the creation of the Erdtree. Let's see. not super happy with Flame of the Fell God, and we need to make room for all this anyway. I really just love Black Flame, or Black Fireball. The Flame of Frenzy deals damage, causes build-up madness, causes madness build-up in the caster, only effective against Tarnished. Not entirely true. Oh yeah, and from the maddening Three Fingers. The Frenzy build-up is only effective against them. But it's still quite damaging. In times past, every single person who attempted to control the Flame of Frenzy succumbed to madness after a desperate internal struggle. This incantation is testament to a meager victory. And this is also one that you saw during the fight builds up Frenzy in the caster as well. We also have our Howl of Shabriri we picked up, and we'll fill that out with Flame Cleanse Me for now. We're actually on our way to get something else, because down here from this road, there's this lone knight from the capital who's patrolling around. This lone Lanedale knight. The other nice thing about Frenzied Burst, by the way, oh, I guess not. I thought it was supposed to penetrate guard. Maybe that's only fully charged. We don't want to take him lightly. Because he does damage. And also, he's got moves, but also, he's got lightning. He's much stronger than the other knights that we've seen so far. The Godric ones that we fought, all of the Rhea Lucaria and Liurnian ones. Because he's from the capital. Oof! But it will be worth it. Yeah, and in Liurnia we get a little bit more of, like, the Golden Order's ideology uncovered. A little bit more on their history in Radagon. But the other really cool thing that Liurnia spends a lot of time doing is setting up the opposition. Like, opposition to the principles of the Golden Order, opposition to Marika and Radagon, opposition to the Greater Will. Like, conflict. And kind of how all of these different regions of the lands between and their respective rulers, the different ideas that they all had. And this one may have been part of a dragon cult. Prayer Book of the Capital's Ancient Dragon Cult, a text of the Knight's faith that arose after the War of the Ancient Dragons, can be given to a learned cleric to gain access to a bunch of lightning spells. War of the Ancient Dragons. We're also learning about just how much conflict there was beyond just the Shattering and that war. So we can go over and turn this into Muriel, who... Oh? Wait. Oh, it's like that. Okay. You get to spawn into a fireball to the face. There are a couple of different locations where... Oh, that's too ambitious. I love it when, like, you can't stop it from happening. You're already there, but you just see it in slow motion. Like, this is a bad idea. These will show up in a couple of fixed locations around the world at night. And they're ostensibly just pursuers. Pursuer-esque fights, too. Oops. You have to watch because he has Soul Calibur shit. Psychic Soul Calibur shit. Nope. Okay. That one I had max distance on, so it was safe. There's like 3 or 4 variations of that combo he can do. Oop, too early. Only thing that really annoys me about these fights is the terrain tends to be kind of janky. Because these churches are not designed around fights. By the way, this bubble is from the bubble tier that we just got from the Erdtree avatar. Oop, that one was also too ambitious. I thought I was getting away with it that time. I remember the first time this happened to me, though, I was so upset because I thought he killed Muriel. Love that little turtle pope. Ooh. It's a bad one to get clipped by. It's mine. Oh, I am running out, though, so this should do it. Okay, let's just end. Oh! I reacted too late. I thought one of us was dead, so I didn't bother with the follow-up until... Ah, damn it. Oh my god, that's so close. Didn't even know he could do that. Two. Then, I don't have the timing for that at all, for that last hit. I think it's faster than what I expect. Two. This is the slow. I think he doesn't do that last hit, the drill, if you're too far away. Like, he'll do it now. Yeah. Which is why I shouldn't have started the fireball up. This is fine. Oop. Oh. That was weird. Early. Okay. I really don't like hanging out close to him. I feel way worse about dodging the telekinetic attacks from close range. I like to go back to mid-range to deal with those and then just close in. This is a freebie. Just try some new shit. Immediately pop that. The tarnish giving you trouble? Why not try some new shit? It works. Sometimes new shit works. Oh, if he kills me again, I'm gonna have to stop fooling around so much. Okay, early. Good. Not having a repeat. Oh, that's a really satisfying fight that just kind of comes out of nowhere, and we get the coveted Meat Peddler's Ball Bearing. So prestigious, illustrious, glorious, magnificent bell bearing of an of an unfortunate meat peddler. It was ready to say infamous, who was slain by the bell-bearing hunter. Tragic. Well, more meat for us. Now we can get all of the meat. Alright, now that that's over, let us read heresy and conjoin all things into radical lightning magic with the turtle boat.
Oh, what? Very well. Heresy, all thing.
Very well, heresy, all things.
Heresy, all thing.
Bearer, seek lest. Okay, we can get our lightning incantations, at least the one we want. We're going to leave electrify armament.
Do you possess any celestial dew? Then I would like to share my knowledge with you. Concerning the miracle of this Church of Vows, Radagon once cleansed himself with celestial dew, repented his territorial aggressions, and swore his love to Rennala. The Order of the Erdtree and the fate of the moon were conjoined, and all the wounds of war forgiven. This miracle blesses the Church to this day, and so you need only follow Radagon's example to restore any bond, however strained or severed, to its rightful state of harmony. To experience the miracle, kneel in the basin at the back and cleanse yourself with celestial dew. Absolution will be yours. Any bond, no matter how strained or even severed, will be put to rights. To experience the miracle,
I want to talk about eggs and mimicry and cuckoos. This is something I've seen a couple of places now that people are catching on to. There's a faction of knights here called the cuckoo knights, right? Cuckoo birds are what are known as brood parasites. Their eggs mimic those of other birds. So what they'll do is they'll leave their eggs in other birds' nests for them to raise. It relieves them of the pressure of having to find and provide food and shelter for more than one person, or for more than one bird. So what does that lead you to believe about the story between Rennala and Radagon? Knowing that, how do you feel about what the Turtle Pope told us? Stew on that while we come down to this southern low-lying area, and this should be what, purified ruins. So we want to come a little bit south of here. Yeah, kind of southwest, because we're in for another mini dungeon. Yeah, I think we follow the shore just for a little bit, and they'll be concealed in this little copse of trees back here. I want to head through this real quick in the interest of just finishing up business in this zone before we move on. There's a pretty decent talisman that the end boss drops. Plus, it's a mini boss that we haven't quite fought them before. We've seen one, but we haven't fought one, especially as a mini boss yet. Ah, there it is. It's marked by the spirit jellyfish hanging out front. And they also make a loud humming noise, which further draws your attention down here. Stillwater Cave. So right away the name is evoking like pollution, stagnation, impurity, disease. Oh, cool. We are kitted out now. And that's because Stillwater Cave is a poison swamp dungeon. You can just rain Frenzied Flame down from above, though. The Miranda blooms, the big ones are pretty hardy, though. Shouldn't reach up here, right? Just barely. But if we jump down there to fight them, oh, we're in for a time. Especially because we have these guys with their mushroom helmets on up here. Woo! God, I really love that weapon art. We can pick that mushroom helmet up later, by the way, and it's... Ah, you bastard. They gain bonus damage when you get poisoned. There's one like that for blood as well, where you get bonus damage when an enemy's bleed is procced. Oh, Bat followed us here. Hello. The poison's not too big a deal. So we can kind of just run it for now, get back up to higher ground where it's safe, and then use... I don't have any boluses on me, but I did remember to grab Flame Cleanse Me. Very handy spell. Make another big jump, not get pushed off. Stopped just short. It would have popped my bubble. Would have been really annoying too. Hate it when those small little like poke attacks, these nothing attacks that don't hurt anyway, just spam you out and catch your bubble. It sucks. Oh, hello. It's a bad spot to be doing that. What? That one should have hit. Glowstone, just in case you didn't pick the lantern up yet for some reason, you really should by now. We have a couple more of these over here who we're going to jump. Okay, good on that front. And that'll catch both. Oh, there's one behind as well. Not too big of a problem. Then wasn't there another somewhere? I thought I saw a projectile coming from over there. No, I appear to be safe. Ish. Am I heading back? No, good. Okay. Very easy for me to get lost. Here. Serpent arrows, we have the Sage's set, and Bat ambush. Which, let's test how far they can chase us. About the rest of them. Are they as ambitious? Oh, one of them has what it takes to catch up. Does the other one have the will? Do they have the stamina? Do they have the raw endurance to chase me across this cave? No. Oh no, missed. Okay, well, we'll just ignore him. Have a bit of a shanty town as we go further into the cave. Oof. And we don't have to worry about them anymore. We just have to worry about the first clean rot knight that we're actually gonna fight. We're a bit more evenly matched now. Compared to that time they tried to jump me out of the swamp. I'm not even really getting to do anything. Have to at least make this fun for me. Do something! You just waiting for... There we go. Poison to kill me? Oh, hey, something. And that should be... Oh, that's gonna be Scarlet Rot, too. Okay, so now things are happening. And we're probably gonna want to finish this sooner rather than later. Whoop. Oh, the hitboxes, though. I love that running R2. Ooh, I have to use that more. Okay, let's... Oh yeah, we're underground, so... No reception. Oh wait, actually, that gets deactivated when you kill the boss, I think. I think I've made that mistake before. Ooh, still have the rot. Let's get to a bonfire. In this case, we are going to be heading over here to the temple quarter. We have another mini dungeon coming up. This one is going to lead to something a lot more significant, though. It's going to take us underneath Rea Lucaria again. And since we aren't going to be dealing with any poison in there, we can throw honed bolt on instead of flame cleanse me. Should be somewhere along there if I follow the cliff. And also, yeah, we want to keep that. Talisman depicting a raised prosthetic blade. An honor bestowed upon the knights who fought alongside Melania the Severed. Raises attack power with consecutive attacks. The wings symbolize Melania and her undefeated prowess. Though she never knew relief from the accursed rot she was born into, her blade was forever beautiful and relentless. There they are. You can hear the chimes of the beetles. Before it was the spirit jellyfish, this time our audio cue that we're near one of the mini dungeons is a couple of different scarabs. So that we can enter the Academy Crystal Cave. And I think I want to play around with the Reduvia Bloodblade a little bit. Because its weapon art is really handy. It gives this some much needed range. Being a dagger, normally pretty lacking in that department. It's strong, it scales nicely, it builds bleed up like hell. Get that nice ranged poke option from it. Very, very strong dagger. Alright, let's sneak in here. Oh, I like this room. There's a very strong sense of ambience in here. Get started on you. Already the others have aggroed. Gonna do our best to use these large pillars of glintstone to line of sight them. There's at least 2 more. I think there's 3. Ooh, that's the one with the shotgun. Yee! At least I'm not close to him. I may very well have gotten one-shotted. Oh, yeah. Okay, good, good, good. And then he has to come to us. Oh, they both do. It's both of them. Oh my god! Love how that worked. There's another one. I miscounted. Oh, it's a good thing I heard that, though. I remember back in the days when I wouldn't play these games with headphones on. It's difficult to overstate how much of a difference that makes in a number of ways. Just for the atmosphere, but also, God, the sound cues in this game are important and so detailed and lovingly crafted as well. There is an immense attention to detail in the sound design of these games. Some above me? Okay. These ones aren't too bad. Oh wait, you're not above me. Ooh, that's so strong. Leaves them in a puddle of flames, too, as a follow-up. And the thing about the double-edged sword aspect of all of the Frenzied Flame stuff, the way it affects you is not nearly adverse enough to offset how powerful they are. Like, even if you take minor steps to mitigate some of it, the buildup of madness, the self-buildup is not that bad. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty fun room. Let's draw you out. I will also accept sniping. Ooh, hello. Alright. So, forgoing that, I just want some of the fodder to come out here. Ideally. Oh no, they're gonna stay cooped up in here. Maybe he'll follow me out. Either way, I just want some 1v1s. Well, because of that, I don't really want to have my back turned to when he does that. Okay. There we go. Whoop, hello. Not falling for that shit. You'd think we would have seen some of those in Rhea Lucaria Academy, because they're quite formidable. Oh yeah, this time it was above. I'll just get this first. I have iframes while opening it. And it's Runark. Wait, how? It doesn't even matter. Getting to him does not matter, because we are at the boss. And this is going to be 2 more Crystallions. Oh wait, no. You're not going to give me a chance to do that. That's fine. What is the other one up to back there? I'll take it. Oh, they stand no chance. Surprised one didn't do the trick. Bump, bump. Oh, that didn't do it either. That only... Huh. I guess it just clipped him. Her. Them? The other one is just vibing. Which is very much appreciated. By me, not by the Spear Crystallion. Oh, you're gonna do something now? Wow. Oh, that doesn't reach that far. How about here? Oh, that doesn't do shit until we have dealt with the armor. How about you? I'm just looking for potentially fun interactions after what I found out about with the abductor virgin. All right, you. God, they're like Smithers in the strip club. And so not only do we get crystal release, we also get access to an elevator. Which goes all the way up into the academy. We were directly underneath the center of the school. Get to get another look at this skybox. And it's not really connected to the dungeon as a whole, the larger dungeon. But it does house some treasure for us. Terra Magica. One of the most powerful spells in the whole game. One of the glintstone sorceries of the Academy draws an Academy sigil upon the ground, raising the magic strength of those within. Once, the sigil would be cast from the highest belfry at the Academy, covering the entire institution's grounds. This spell allows such vivid experience of spellcasting success, it turns many a fledgling into a true sorcerer in a flash of newfound understanding. It is an enormous buff for spellcasting that you place on the ground at your feet. And it's not the last time. Today we are going to be revisiting the Academy. We're returning back to our very first Liurnia bonfire, so we can go give the second key to the Academy that we got back to Thops to progress his storyline.
Wonderful. Are you certain you're willing to give your glintstone key to me? My, oh my. Thank you. Thank you dearly. Now I can go back to the Academy to resume my study of glintstone sorceries. And the very stars.
In exchange, he generously teaches us the erudition gesture.
Why, of course. Thank you dearly. With your blessing, I will depart for the Academy of Rea Lucaria. Or perhaps one day you'll pay me a visit. Who knows? I may be a decorated sorcerer by then.
Yeah, or maybe you'll fuse yourself together with your classmates to make the seed of a star.
Thank you dearly.
A graven mass.
I will depart. Perhaps. Who knows?
The cosmos is within us. We are made of star stuff. They really, really took that too far. So now let's return to the schoolhouse classroom and clean up a couple of other things around the academy. starting with this room back here when we hang a left. I don't think that should aggro the others. Okay. Not gonna have to worry about their interference while I go and deal with this illusory wall. Has everyone heard by now about all the weird walls in this game? Like the one that poisons you? Or the illusory ones with like 1,000 HP? That were probably not actually meant to be in the final game? Because I don't think any of those ones conceal anything. They seem like huge mistakes. But maybe also could just be some classic trolling. So we now have the Olivinus glintstone crown, and that tragically did not take very long. Academy glintstone staff, Thops barrier, and spellbearing. Maybe it was for his own good that they barred him entry. Or maybe he died doing what he loved. Either way, that's sadly not an uncommon way for character stories to go in these games. A couple of them, though, will get happy endings. A couple of them will get happy-ish endings. Some, not so much. I think this is finally it. There it is. I've been looking all over the place for this. Dogs almost pushed me off a cliff. I had a harrowing time. I'm just gonna let them... No need to get up. No need to get up. Finish your praying. And we now have the Carrion Knight set. Which is rather stylish. And then, what's this? What's this? There's magic in the air. What's this? What's this? There's glintstone everywhere. Ah! Okay, I do believe it's time to go back to the lake... Wait, no, not the lake shore. The lake-facing cliffs. One more time. One more time to the Church of Ifrith. Keep an ear out. Another beetle. With the spell that we just got, but as an Ash of War. Sorcerer Thops spellbearing found upon his perished flesh. It literally says nothing about him. The lifelong pursuit of Thops the Blunt Stone. Creates a magic force field. Future generations will learn. They will know the foolishness of the sneering sorcerers who ridiculed this theory, little realizing that it was in fact a discovery worthy of a new conspectus of the Academy. So is that written from his perspective? Is this inflating his creation and imbuing it with this sense of like grandiosity and saying, oh, those fools at the Academy, they can't understand my genius? Or is that more of an omniscient narrator perspective, actually calling the Academy fools for not realizing what kind of contribution this actually is? That's a fun question. I lean towards the first.
Is that you over there? I've gleaned something very important indeed, thanks to you. The reason why it was eyes I had to eat.
Oh?
The distant light is far and frail, so faint it can't be seen by the naked eye. But with everyone's eyes together, it appears. Finally, it all makes sense. I'm certain now. I will be a finger maiden. I've gleaned something very important indeed. I'm certain now.
Okay, well, I guess it's good that she's reconciled the fact that she's been eating eyes and come up with a cool new rationalization for why she should continue doing that instead of not eating the eyes. Oh, hi, Anna. Oh, I like that. That actually matches pretty well. I mean, it's just silver on silver. All the green is from one item. Helm of the Enchanted Knights that once served the Carrion royal family. The Enchanted Knights, anointed by the Lunar Queen, were all heroes of the highest honors, but fell into disarray with the decline of the royal family. Alright, so let's call Torrent and go a little bit deeper into the highway. And put the academy in our rear view, finally. Oh, wait. Whoops. I forgot I have to turn this to night. Is this faster? It's probably faster. Ooh. Oh, there's new Melina dialogue. Oh, yeah.
Your seamster, Bok. He is always eager to see your return.
Oh, yeah!
Will you talk to him? When you can. I'm sure he would be much contented.
Yeah! This is part of Bok's quest!
Shall I turn your runes? Let my hand rest. Share them with me.
Alright, let's go talk to Bok.
Bok the seamster, ready to make adjustments.
Wait. Is this quest not actually ready to progress anymore? By the way, sometimes when you alter items, they have slightly different item descriptions. That does not appear to be one of them, though.
Oh, please.
Maybe I have to rest first? I didn't think it was time to progress this anyway. Alright, let's wait until night so we can spawn the enemy I'm looking for. And we'll come back to Bok in a little bit, because I think I know what's next on his quest line, and it's gonna take a little bit to progress it further. In the meantime now, we have another Knight's Cavalry wielding a halberd that would have made a very nice part of my collection when I was still doing that build. Actually, you know what? Instead of this, I want to hit on the backswing. I want to do a magic fight on horseback. I haven't done that yet. One thing about Elden Ring spells is a lot of them take a long time to wind up and recover from. And you get limited mobility to play around with on horseback, when normally that's kind of the whole benefit of riding. Oh my god, I'm calling him aggro and coming so close to calling him aggro so many times. The whole benefit of Torrent is the added speed and mobility. Ooh. no, that didn't do as much as I had hoped. He kind of leapt right through it. Oh, that's... It's tricky to land that. That's way off. What about Honed Bolt? That should be pretty good. Yes, yes indeed. So I'm looking for tracking to help me out here. This should be good. Oh, that's a bad idea. No! Oh, that's a way worse idea than I thought. Shit. Fair enough. Uh-oh. I think that may have been my last spell. I've whipped way too many lightning bolts this fight. This is my last spell. And thanks to the miracles of tracking, it will hit. But we're gonna have to finish this off with Vike's Spear. What a tragedy. Take us home. Whoop. Okay, so we get Giant Hunt, which is a nice kind of uppercut Ash of War, and his halberd. Oh, it's a cool looking one too. A jet black glaive with a blade as weighty as a bludgeon, weapon of the Knight's Cavalry who ride funeral steeds. Now, we got onto the Bellum Highway for another reason. More of these enormous ruin fragments that fell from the sky, blocking the highway. We can just get right over those. And a suspiciously open area. We got back on the highway because it's going to take us towards our next zone, or rather, one of the next zones that we could head to. This is going to take us towards the Grand Lift of Dectus to get to the Altus Plateau. That's not quite where we're going just yet. Instead, I'm going to turn around just a little bit to pick up this Site of Grace in the Bellum Church. And to meet someone. Emphasis on the meat. Eyeball meat. It's Hyetta.
Oh, hello. Is that you over there? Have you ever heard of fingerprint grapes? They're special grapes which only grow on those who've been clasped by the burnt fingers. I would truly love to try one. The distant light seems far closer than before, but I can't sense a thing from the usual grapes anymore. Please, could you donate a fingerprint grape to me? Without one, I don't know. I feel like I might go mad.
Vike is a fingerprint because he was clasped by the three fingers.
Oh, a fingerprint grape. Tried and true. What a wondrous thing. A fingerprint grape. Oh, how sweet. Yet, how it burns. Thank you. I've composed myself again. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I'm sure I'll be a finger maiden. Thank you. I'm sure I'll...
Oh, and we have tons of golden centipedes around here. Fun, 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 fun. And a Radagon statue. Kind of fun and blasphemous there. Oh, she has made rapid progress from vomiting at the revelation of them being eyeballs to grim acceptance to eagerness. Oh, more meat. Excellent. She needs the strong stuff now.
All done?
Yeah, fingerprint armor, fingerprint grape. The maddening 3 fingers and the frenzied flame. Now we're back in Ronnie's Rise one more time because somehow there is still one more character in Liurnia we have not yet met. So I want to go just down the hill, and then I should hear yet again another scarab. There you are. Now what's inside is not all that important, because it's nothing. But that does let us come down here. Then we can make a nice safe drop and go inside. Oh, 2 nice safe drops. 3 nice safe drops. Whoop. 4. Before we go inside, let's check up on the roof. You know, there was something bound to be hidden up here. An old fang. This is overseeing the mini dungeon that we went through. Spellproof dried liver. And this looks like an albinoric.
You? Sorry, Your Worship. I apologize for any offense given. I am Pidia, servant to the Carrion royal family. I am charged with maintaining these ghastly dolls.
Oh, more of Saluvis's dolls.
Your Worship, allow me to be of use. Other than the puppets, there are some very fine things up here in this storeroom. Why not pick something out before you go? But please, can you offer poor ill-starred Pidia a little something by way of compensation?
Yeah, it sounds fair. We'll pay you for your wares. Especially because you have some really cool stuff. You have Celestial Dew, this Ripple Blade, which I really like. Unique weapon wielded by young albinorics. This sword is modeled after the ripples that are thought to be the origin of their species. And it scales with arcane. Have a cookbook. We have larval tears. And this weathered map, which we do have enough to pick up without popping any runes. Which one? There. A simple, badly weathered map left discarded and forgotten for some time. Depicts streaks of amber light. That is a map to a treasure in the Altus Plateau. That'll come in handy. For now, not much else to do but head out of here. This brings us back to the site of grace inside the dungeon. But we can now bail and clean up just a couple of things, and then we're done with Liurnia, or at least the part of Liurnia that's going to be in the main playthrough. I'm sure there's going to be some very small stuff to show in an intermission or something. Bestial Sling.
Feed me more death.
And Vitality. Oh, I thought we had enough to trigger something. I think I need one more. Like, exactly one more. So next time we come across a Pidia Mariner, or a dungeon with some death root in it, like we did with the Black Knight Assassin in the Black Knight Catacombs, we will check back in to progress his quest. Devour some more dragon hearts, learn more dragon spells, and just come out this way a little bit. Oh, I can come around this way, right? Okay, good. Thought it might dead end and force me to go the other way around. There's a developer message up here. Far to the east, you'll find the Cathedral of Dragon Communion, a place where draconic powers gather. The Cathedral, as opposed to the Church of Dragon Communion where we are. Spent a moment dithering around because I couldn't figure out where I wanted to go next, but I settled on the 4 belfries. We did pick up a new imbued stone sword key in Ray Lucardi Academy, so that's not the one. We're gonna get something a little bit more substantial out of this one compared to the first that sent us way off to crumbling Farah Mazula. This one mentioned anticipation. The precipice. That's because it brings us back to the beginning. To the Chapel of Anticipation. And this is... I forgot. I forgot. Win this time, Gravity. I have to repop the rune arc. That's the worst part. That's the most demoralizing part. Okay, back we go to the Chapel of Anticipation once again. Oh, I'm sorry. The Chapel of Anticipation. Pation. This isn't anything, is it? This should just be a dead end. It is, in fact, just a dead end. It would have been some real shit if the floor had fallen away and killed me again. I think that's seriously the point. I consider just stopping for the night. Nope. That's good, though. Then do you do the follow-up? No, not quite. This is... okay, yeah, that's also a little bit too ambitious. This should be fine, though. That was safe. You can always circle off to your left a little bit, his right, when he's at that part of the combo. And if you're backing up, it's time for more lasers. Oh, that doesn't recover in time. Okay. Well, I'll take that trade. Just don't want to get clipped now that he's buffed. Oh my god, that is not trivial damage either from the Carpet of Flames. That's pretty significant. I really like this weapon. And for our troubles, we get the ornamental straight sword and a brand new shield. Slender straight sword patterned after an antique ornament. Superior swordsmen prefer to wield one in each hand. After falling from grace, the dregs of the golden lineage sought power and purpose in the past. I want to play around with this a little bit. And then the Golden Beast Crest Shield. Shield of dull gold with a beast engraved at its crest. Lighter than most great shields and subsequently easier to wield. The beast depicted is Serash, aged counselor who guides the golden lineage. So you know that lion that Godfrey is depicted with, and we see his portraits with, that's Serash. And we have new context for all of these statues now. We kind of have a better understanding of who some of these people are. Especially the big ones facing each other. One in the courtyard and the one outside, Marika and Radagon. But there's still more. This is a really lovely recurring idea throughout these games, is the return to the beginning. You know, going back to the Undead Asylum. Going back to the Untended Graves, back to Yasefka's clinic. Oh, more thorns. Didn't really point these out first time through, but yeah, these are all like thorny, brambly roots. And once again, the Finger Maiden who wasn't. And back here, a new door's opened up. This one will allow us to get above the room that we woke up in. And also lets us collect the Stormhawk King. King of the Knife Birds. But it's not a Spirit Ash for us, it's a key item. However, this Stormhawk is for us. Fancy named Knife Bird. Ashes of a hawk revered by all others as sovereign back in the days when Stormvale's wind still raged like no other. This ancient monarch is proud, however, refusing to answer anyone's summons. Spirit of a fierce hawk that faithfully rendered lifelong service to the old king of Stormvale long ago, when the true storm raged. Its cries embolden its fellows in battle, and the tempestuous winds that encircle it shred through foes. So it's a Stormhawk that is not only going to rip enemies apart, it's going to buff us in the process. What a companion. What a companion. Get out of here, wolves. It's all about birds now. I'm gonna head back to Roundtable Hold real quick so I can upgrade my new Stormhawk a little bit. And check in with Roderica.
Greeting, are you here for... I feel like I'm really coming to grips with spirit tuning of late. I can see how and why immortal essence exists, A spirit under the Golden Order. I can understand their yearnings, what they become drawn to. Master Hugh said it himself, actually, that I'm no mere apprentice any longer. Once again, I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Roderica, the certified spirit tuner.
I'm glad things are looking up for her. She's coming out of her shell, too. Happy. Well, we don't actually have the glovewort necessary to do upgrades right now, but we do get some dialogue. We get to feel good about Roderica for a bit. And we get the curtsy gesture. It'll be really handy when we, after we show off our erudition. We can curtsy afterwards, after everybody is done admiring our big brains. Oh, now we are going to head one more time back into the Mistwood in Limgrave. In fact, by where we first met Blythe. Because, and we initially rode past this, there is a big conspicuous elevator right here. Inside this domed building. And we're gonna take it all the way down to Siofra River Well. Thank you all for watching. Take it easy. Have a good one, y'all.